welcome to today's yoga class. We're going to start in a seated position on our mat. So if our low back's a little tight or our hips, we might want to sit on a folded blanket or pillow. Feel free to extend one leg or even extend both legs as we begin our class. So let's take a few moments to settle ourselves comfortably on our mats. Begin to bring our full awareness to our practice today, connecting with the rhythm of our breathing, the gentle, relaxing, rhythmic flow of our breath, flowing in and out and throughout our body. Relaxing the tension from our face and jaw, relaxing neck and shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Let's let go of any stress or tension we might be feeling in our shoulders and upper back, our low back and hips. Relaxing our legs, our feet, our toes. Taking 3 more relaxing, centering breaths here. Just bringing our full presence into the moment. We're going to start our practice today with a breathing practice. And we're going to do alternate nostril breathing today to recenter us, to balance out our energies. So we're going to need our right hand, and we're going to use our thumb against our right nostril, ring finger or pinky or combination with our left nostril. And the other fingers we can either roll down or place between our eyes. So we're going to close off our right nostril, inhale through the left, close the left, and exhale right. Inhale right, close, exhale left. Inhale left, close, exhale right. Let's continue this pattern, connecting it with the rhythm of our breath. Let's do a few more rounds of our alternate nostril breathing, completing a round with an exhalation through the left nostril. And then bringing both hands back to our lap, continuing with our relaxing rhythmic breathing flow through both nostrils. As we scan through our bodies once more, as we let go of expectations and judgment, as we acknowledge any areas of our body that might need a little extra care today. And as we listen to and honor our bodies, adjusting our practice to meet our body's needs today. Take one last relaxing long inhalation in, following with a nice relaxing long exhalation out. And then we're going to slowly uncross our legs, give them a little shake, and make our way to all fours on our mat. Stacking our joints, aligning our spine. Let's start out with our cat-cow flow. As we take an inhale, let the belly release. Let the shoulder blades melt onto our back. Let the heart lift forward. As we exhale, belly in, rounding our spine with the tailbone tucked, our chin tucked into cat. Inhale back to cow. Exhale, cat. Breath and movement flowing together. Moving energy along the length of our spine and throughout our body. One more inhale into cow. One more exhale into cat. And then as we inhale, let's come back to our neutral spine. We're going to open up the sides of our spine now. So inhale, we're going to lengthen from the crown of our head out through our tailbone. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the left shoulder, left hip towards each other and expand and open through the right side, or reach those right ribs out to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right shoulder and hip come together as we open up through the left rib cage, flowing from side to side. One more side flow through the right and through the left. And as we come back to all fours, we're going to put those two moves together. So bringing our attention to our core here, to our rib cage. As we inhale, we're going to flow into a cow. As we exhale, we're going to open through the left rib cage. Inhale into cat, and then right rib cage reaches out. So circling, almost like we're a clock face. Stretching through both sides, through the front and back. Moving with our breath at our own perfect pace. And the next time we find ourselves in cow pose, pause here. And then let's flow the other way. So same flow, opposite direction. Few more rotations in this direction, and then we're going to all meet in child pose. Gently reaching our hips towards our heels, bringing our forearms to the mat, giving our wrists a little rest. Feel free to circle the wrists, massage them out. And then let's come back to all fours. Moving into our shoulders a little more. We're going to keep our left hand planted. Right arm's going to reach out to the right. Exhale back to center. And then left arm. Alternating arm flows. Let's do one more alternating arm flow, and then we're going to add our thread the needle to this. Inhale, right arm's going to reach out and up. As we exhale, we're going to thread it under that left arm. Gently stretching and then reopening. Let's do that 3 more times with this right arm. Hips stay stable. And one last time on this right side. And then as we come back to all fours, aligning our joints, just taking a moment to check in, maybe feeling a little more spacious in that right shoulder area than the left. So let's move to the other side as our right hand stays planted. Left arm's going to sweep. And then as we exhale, let's thread it under the right side. Two more. And then as we come back to all fours, let's shift back to child pose one more time. Shifting our hips, relaxing our head. Just gently move any way that feels good in our child pose. From our child pose position, we can be on our forearms, or we can have our arms resting alongside of our body, foreheads on our mat. We're going to do an overhead reach. So with our next inhalation, we're going to start to lift ourselves up, sweep our arms overhead. Maybe lift our gaze. As we exhale, we're going to sweep down, arms by our side or back onto our forearms. Belly resting on our thighs. Inhale, let's extend up. Exhale, flow down. Moving with the breath. Warming up our hips and legs. Two more times. One more inhale, arms all the way overhead. And this time as we exhale, we're going to come down to our all fours. Spreading our fingers, curling our toes. Let's lift our knees, shift our hips back towards our heels, and then lift our hips up, finding a downward facing dog. Heels are lifted, knees are bent, shoulder blades drawing onto our back as we slowly reach that right heel toward the mat, and then the left heel. Alternating heel presses. It's getting that energy down through our lower legs, our ankles, our feet, our toes. And let's take 2 full breaths in our downward dog. Working towards straightening our legs, working towards lowering our heels. One more inhale as we exhale. Nice deep bend in the knees. Draw your belly in. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Coming to a forward fold at the back of our mats. Nice deep bend in the knees as we inhale, slowly unhinging from our hips, extending arms overhead. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts as we find our mountain pose. Feeling grounded, aligned, centered, connected with our breath. Let's inhale, both arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, hands together through our hearts. Inhale and exhale. One more prayer flow, bringing us fully present into the moment. Inhale, both arms sweep overhead. As we exhale, right arm down. Inhale, that arm back up, and then left arm down. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to hinge forward, hugging our knees, sinking our hips. We're going to flow up through chair. Exhale, down through cactus arms, hands back to hearts. Let's do this flow 2 more times. Inhale, both arms sweep overhead. Exhale, when the right arm comes down, we're going to look down. When the left arm comes down, we look down. Half forward fold. Deep bend in the knees, give them a hug. Flow up through chair. Exhale, down through cactus. And back to hands to hearts. Inhale. This time as that right arm comes down, look up. And then opposite side. Half forward fold, nice deep bend in the knees, give them a hug, sink your hips, flow up through chair. Exhale down through cactus and back to hands to hearts. Let's inhale, both arms overhead. As we exhale, float the arms forward, hips back, chair pose. Inhale, nice long spine as we gently twist to the right. Back to center, twist to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, hands to heart. Let's go through that flow 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, chair. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale. Twisting to the right. Twisting to the left. Inhale. Hands overhead. Exhale to heart. Last flow. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chair. A gentle twist to the right. A gentle twist to the left. Inhale and exhale, hands to hearts. Let's take a breath or 2 here. Take a moment to check in. Feel free to grab a drink of water now or whenever you need it. And let's meet at the top of our mats in our mountain pose. On our next inhale, both arms sweep overhead. As we exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a few breaths in forward fold. Shake out the head, bend and unbend the knees. Take a nice relaxing centering breath as we bring fingertips to mat, step our right foot back, and let's find warrior 1. Bending that left knee, anchoring that right heel. Nice long spine, arms by our side. As we inhale, we're going to straighten our front leg, both arms overhead. Exhale, bend that left knee, hands come together at our hearts. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to hold warrior 1, hands together at our heart. Gently press the palms together. Keep both legs active, nice long spine, holding our warrior 1. On our next inhale, let's straighten our left leg, extend our arms overhead. As we exhale, we're going to open up to the side into warrior 2. Feel free to adjust the feet, left toes forward, right heel back, hips are squared, arms reaching forward and back in our warrior 2. As we inhale, we're going to turn our left palm up, keep our right palm down, and then we're just going to reverse a few times. So just kind of rotating our arms from the shoulder. Keep the spine long, keep the shoulders relaxed. And then let's keep that left palm up, that right palm down. Bring that gaze over that right palm, or left palm, excuse me. And then inhale, let's find our peaceful warrior. Softening the shoulders, keeping our gaze at that palm if that's comfortable for our neck and head. One more inhale. As we exhale, we're going to cartwheel, fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, flow up through chair. Exhale, hands together through our hearts. Taking a breath or 2 here as we find mountain once more. Inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, left foot steps back as we come to our warrior 1. Bending our right knee. Let's start with our arms all the way overhead. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we're going to lower our hands to the heart as we straighten our leg. Inhale, rebend that right knee. Arms reach overhead. The next time we inhale into our warrior 1, Keeping palms together, feel free to separate them if that's more comfortable for your shoulders. For a challenge to our balance, we can lift our gaze up. Let's take one more inhalation here. As we exhale, we're going to open up to our warrior two. Adjusting our feet, our hips for stability, extending our arms, softening our shoulders. And then let's turn that right palm up, that left palm down. And then rotate the same way, just alternating our palms. You can even turn your head, gazing at whichever palm is up. If you'd like a little more work for the neck today, it feels okay for your shoulders. And then the next time that right palm is up, that left palm is down, let's turn our gaze over that right palm. Relax the shoulders. Find that calming, centering breath in our warrior two. Next inhale, that right palm's going to lift up. We're going to soften our shoulders. Peaceful warrior. One more inhale, exhale. Let's cartwheel our hands to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold, bend the knees, sink the hips, flowing up through chair. Exhale, hands come together at our hearts. Taking a breath or two in mountain pose. Let's inhale, both arms overhead. As we exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, right foot steps back, and this time we're going to start in our warrior two. Bending that right knee, bending the left knee, stabilizing our hips, extending our arms, softening our shoulders. On an inhale, straighten that front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, flow back into warrior two. Inhaling and exhaling, breath and movement flowing together. Mind and body present in the moment. Working in harmony. Let's hold warrior two. Balancing that ease and effort throughout our body. The work of our muscles, the focus of our minds, the flow of our breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're going to hinge to the left. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaching toward the ceiling or reaching over that right ear. We always have the option of wrapping it across our low back. Keep the shoulders stacked. And feel that nice lengthening through the right side of the body. From the heel of that right foot all the way up through the crown of our head. Maybe through our fingertips. Side angle. One more inhale here. As we exhale, let's cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to half lift into monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step our left foot back, coming up into our warrior two on the other side. Bending the right knee, anchoring the left heel, stabilizing the hips, extending the arms. Let's soften the shoulders. Inhale. Extending in, straightening, and then back to warrior two. Lengthening, expanding, and then breathing into all that space. Next time we flow into our warrior two, let's hold. Take a gentle scan. Let go of any overly tense areas, activate muscles that are a little bit lazy till we find that perfect balance. One more inhalation here. Exhale, we're going to hinge to the right. Right forearm to right thigh. Spine stays long. Left arm extends overhead, alongside the left ear or across the low back, finding your side angle pose. Expanding, lengthening, opening along the left side of our body, from heel to crown of head to fingertips. One more inhale here. Exhale, cartwheeling fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, flowing up through chair. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. Moving through one more sequence here. From our mountain pose, let's step our right foot back. So let's set up once more or have a warrior two stance. So left toes forward, right heel kicks back. But this time we're going to move in and out of a triangle pose. So let's bring our arms out. That left leg is going to stay straight. As we inhale, we're going to lift the left arm, lower the right arm, reverse triangle. And then inhale, we're going to come back to center. So almost like a center of a seesaw. And then we're going to hinge the other way to triangle. Back to center. Reverse triangle as we inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, triangle. Let's do a few more seesaw flows. Core is our fulcrum. One more seesaw. Reverse triangle. Triangle pose. And now let's hold reverse triangle. Relax the shoulders. Legs are strong. Spine is long. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're going to tip back to center. And then inhale, triangle pose. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Keep the head and neck in line with the spine. Stay with the breath. One more inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to come back to our center. And this time, let's lower our arms and rotate our feet so that they're parallel to each other. So we have a nice wide stance. And let's move to a forward fold, hands on our hips. Take an inhale here, a little micro bend in the knees as we exhale, starting to hinge forward, coming halfway. Keep the spine nice and long. Feel free to stay here, or if we're comfortable going a little deeper, we can release our arms and release into a wide leg forward fold. With our next inhale, we're going to half lift to bring our hands back to our thighs. A little more bend in the knees as we unhinge from the hips, coming back to our upright position and ready to move to the other side as we rotate. Right toes, left heel, arms out, center of our seesaw. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, center. Inhale, triangle. Continuing our flow with our breath at our own perfect pace. Find that length, that center with every exhalation. One more seesaw flow. And then let's hold our reverse triangle. Right arm reaching up, left arm reaching down. Legs are strong, spine is long. Find that balance of ease and effort in this pose. One more inhale, exhale, let's come back to center. And then tip the other way, triangle pose. Find those straight lines from fingertip to fingertip, along our spine, from our tailbone to the crown of our head. Straight line from hip to heel. One more inhale here, exhale, we're going to untip, lower the arms, rotate the feet so we're in our wide stance. One more wide leg forward fold, but we're going to add a chest expansion. So let's extend our arms straight out. They're going to come back behind, your choice to interlace your fingers, or maybe bend your elbows and place your hands on your low back. Bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hinging forward. Feel free to stop halfway if we're feeling a nice lengthening through the hamstrings, the back of the hips. Stay here or bend your knees a little bit. Always the option to release to a full forward fold. If our arms are straight, lifting our fingertips towards the ceiling, little tuck in the chin. Breathing in our wide leg forward fold. To come out of our forward fold, let's release our arms to come down to the mat. Inhale, we're going to half lift, and then we're going to walk our way around to the front of our mat. Back leg steps forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, flowing up through chair. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. And we are back in mountain pose. For balance pose today, we're going to do eagle pose. So let's start in mountain, finding our center. Moving into our eagle arms, we're going to sweep our arms out to the side. Reach through the fingertips, relax the top of the shoulders, and then we're going to cross our arms in front. So right arm underneath, left arm on top. Once we've got them crossed, as we bend the elbows, hands can come to shoulders, forearms can come together, palms can come together. From here, let's go into a little mini chair pose. So both knees bend, hips are back, and shift our weight to our left leg. Right leg is going to cross. So maybe just the toe is down. Maybe we lift the foot. Maybe we wrap that top foot. Find your eagle pose. Find one point to gaze at. Steady breath. Present in the moment. One more inhale here, and then as we exhale, we're going to slowly start to unwrap ourselves out of eagle. Coming back to mountain. Take a few centering, calming breaths. And now let's move to the other side as we sweep our arms out, relax the shoulders, reach through the fingertips. This time as we cross in front, the left arm underneath, the right arm's on top. As we wrap our eagle arms, any position, find our little squat, shift our weight to our right leg, cross the left leg over. So start with the toe down. And then as we're ready, lift it up, wrap it around the back of that left thigh, finding your eagle pose. Steady breath, steady gaze. One more inhale, and then exhale. We're going to slowly start to unwrap and make our way back to mountain. Take a few centering, calming breaths here. Take a moment to check in with our body. Feel free to grab a drink. And then we'll meet in mountain at the top of our mats. from mountain with our next inhalation, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Taking a breath or two here. As we inhale, let's step our right foot back. Right knee comes down. We're going to move into a kneeling lunge here. So if we need a little extra cushioning for our knees, we can roll our mat an extra layer or place a pillow or blanket underneath as we come up to an upright position. Left knee and ankle are in alignment. We're going to inhale, both arms overhead, and gently begin to open up that right hip. Soften the shoulders, breathing in our kneeling lunge. One more inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to hinge forward slightly. Take an inhale here, exhale. We're going to start to twist. So as we twist, we're going to bring the right elbow to outside the left thigh. Hands are going to come to our heart. Kneeling prayer twist. And if you'd like a little bit of a challenge, we can lift that right knee up into our prayer twist. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're going to untwist, plant both hands, step back, child pose or downward dog, your choice. Whichever pose you've chosen, feel free to shift the hips. If we're in down dog, we can gently alternate heel presses. Let the head turn naturally. Take one more breath in this centering pose of our choice. And then we're going to come back to all fours, step the right foot forward as we find our kneeling lunge. Aligning that right knee and ankle, aligning our spine, little tiny tuck in the tailbone as we extend our arms overhead and gently begin to open through that left hip. Release any tension from your shoulders. Make sure that right knee and ankle are still in alignment. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, just a little hinge forward. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Exhale, we're going to start that twist, bringing that left elbow to outside the right thigh, hands to heart, finding our prayer twist. Option to lift that left knee. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're going to slowly come out of our twist, slide this right leg back, and let's all find child pose. On an inhale, coming to all fours. We want to make sure that our knees and hips are aligned, tops of our feet can be flat or our toes can be curled as we come to an upright position for our camel pose. So little tuck in the tailbone, shoulders are over hips. Extend both arms overhead once more. Find that length in the spine. Take an inhale here, keep the length in the spine as we reach our arms all the way out. Relax the top of the shoulders. Turn your palms back and start to extend both arms back. As our arms go back, shoulder blades draw towards each other. We should start feeling a nice gentle stretch across the front of our shoulders. Once we're here, just bend your elbows, plant your palms, a little lift of our heart and chin, and we are in camel. Our low back is supported. Keeping that little tuck in the tailbone, our breath is flowing, full inhalations and exhalations. Fully inhaling our lungs as we inhale, exhaling fully. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're slowly going to come out of our camel pose. Untuck our toes if they're tucked. And then slowly let our hips sink towards our heels. Stacking fists, stacking forearms, or resting our forehead directly on the mat. Feel free to walk your knees a little wider. Let's take a few breaths as we release and relax through the back body. The hips, the low back, the mid back, upper back, and back of our neck. Over the next few breaths, as we're ready, we're going to come to all fours. We're going to come to seated mountain. So as we come to our seated mountain pose, legs are hip distance apart, shoulders are over hips. Connect once more with the breath. And then bending our right knee. Let's bring that foot somewhere along the inner thigh. On an inhale, let's reach our arms overhead. Find that length once more. Exhale, hinging forward. And once we feel we're at our edge, let's lower our hands to either side of our leg, maybe resting on our leg, our ankle, our foot or toe. And breathe, relaxing into our forward fold. Take one more inhalation here, lengthening our spine. Exhale, we're going to come out of our forward fold. And then release that leg, coming back to seated mountain. Taking a moment to recenter, to check in, and then bending the other knee as we move to our one leg forward fold. Arms overhead, find that length. Exhale, hinging forward. Extending from tailbone to crown of head, extending from hip to fingertips, relaxing and breathing in our forward fold. Nice length on our next inhale. Exhale, let's walk our way out of our forward fold. Once we're upright, let's extend both legs. Give them a nice little shake. Let's roll our shoulders. And then coming, if we're sitting on a blanket, let's come off a blanket for our balancing pose, our boat pose. So bending our knees, holding behind each thigh, nice long spine, shoulders over hips. Take an inhale here, exhale. We're just going to tip back. So we've lifted our toes, our heels are down, our spine is still in the same place, but we're balanced on the back of our sit bones. Let's bring our shoulder blades onto our back, lift one foot, lift the other foot, extend the arms. Feel free to extend the legs as well as we hold boat pose. We don't want to round our low back. Keep the heart lifting, keep the core engaged, keep the breath flowing. One more inhale. As we exhale, we're going to slowly rock out of our boat. Extend both legs. Give a little shake. And then rebending both knees, we're going to gently roll onto our backs, hugging our knees to our chest. Giving ourselves a well-deserved hug. Gently rocking and massaging our low back. And then let's float both feet to the floor. Moving in and out of a bridge pose. So we want our ankles in line with our hips, our arms by our side, shoulder blades stable. Inhale, we're going to press through both feet, lift through both hips, finding bridge. And then exhale, slowly lower. Spine and hips, one fluid movement. Inhale, lifting into bridge. Exhale, lower. So we can continue doing this bridge flow, or if we'd like, we can add an alternating arm reach overhead. So every time we lift into bridge, one arm reaches overhead. Alternating arms, staying with this flow, or maybe both arms as we lift our hips. And exhale, lower. So if we're doing one arm or both arms, we're going to see if we can coordinate the lowering of the arms, the lowering of the hips, everything comes to the mat at the same time. The next time we inhale, we can have our arms by our side, one arm up, both arms up as we hold bridge pose. So we want to keep our knees in line with our hips. Imagine we've got a ball between our legs that we're holding there. Both feet are pressing into the mat. Both glutes are active. If we have one arm overhead, let's switch arms. One last inhale, exhale, everything's going to release. Relax the muscles along the back, relax the back of the hips. And then draw both knees to chest. Hugging out that low back. To rock back to center, moving into our happy baby. One hand behind each knee as we flex our feet and have the soles of our feet looking at the ceiling. So staying right here, knees are a little wider than hip distance apart now. They're more in line with our shoulders. We can kind of support our legs, just holding on to our outer thighs. We can hold on at our shins or ankles, or we can grab onto big toes or inner outer arches for our happy baby. So we want to keep our shoulders relaxed, keep our neck and jaw relaxed, keep our low back and hips relaxed. Each of us finding our happy baby pose. Take one more inhale here, exhale. We're going to gently release our feet, bring knees back to chest, giving ourselves a gentle hug, and then floating our feet to the floor. One more twist, and we're going to do a wide leg twist. So let's walk our feet out to the outer side edges of our mat, bring our arms out to the shape of a T. Inhale, let both knees float to the right, and turning our head to the right as well. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, knees to the left, head turns to the left. Back to center. This time, knees are going to flow to the right, head turns to the left. And then back to center. And then knees left, head turns right. Back to center. Next time our knees flow to the right, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. You decide where you'd like whether you'd like your head to turn left to right or not at all.
Relax the shoulders, release, relax the legs, relax the left hip. Breathe into the left rib cage. One last inhalation here. Exhale, let's bring our knees back to center, our head back to center. Pause. Check the alignment of our spine, our shoulders, our feet. Before we inhale, knees to the left, finding our head position, breathing in our twist. Releasing the right hip, low back, breathing into the right rib cage. One more inhale here. Exhale. Let's bring our knees back to center. Realign our spine. And then we can walk our feet back till they're hip distance apart. Bring our arms back down to our side. Pausing here. And then as we begin our transition into final relaxation, if there's any additional poses that you would like to do, feel free to do them now. And then making our way to our comfortable position for final relaxation or Shavasana today. Lying down on our backs, on our side, on our bellies. We can go to a wall and do legs up the wall. We can bend our knees, bring the soles of our feet together into reclining butterfly. Whatever position is relaxing, calming, and centering for you. Let's take our time making those minor bodily adjustments to allow our body to relax completely onto our mats. Letting go of the effort of our muscles and joints to hold our bodies in any particular position. And just let everything release and relax, feeling fully grounded and supported by our mats, the floor, the earth below. Connecting once more to the relaxing rhythmic flow of our breath. Flow of inhalation and exhalation through our nose. The gentle, rhythmic expansion and contraction of our bellies as we breathe. Relaxing energy flowing in, out, and throughout our body. Feeling fully relaxed from the tips of our toes to our ankles. Relaxed from our ankles to our knees, and from our knees to our hips. Relaxing across both hips. Let's release along the length of our spine. Relaxing our low back, mid back, and upper back. Feeling that relaxation from our fingertips to our wrists, from our wrists to our elbows, elbows to shoulders. Relaxing across the front and back of our shoulders. Let's relax our neck, the back of our head, and soften our facial muscles. Smoothing out our foreheads, softening across our cheeks. Relaxing our eyes and their sockets. Relaxing the muscles along our jaw. Relaxing the muscles around our mouth. We're fully relaxed, supported,
calm and fully present in the moment as we enjoy final relaxation today. So please feel free to stay in final relaxation for as long as you'd like. But when we're ready, let's gently start to move our bodies. To gently wiggle our fingers and toes, to start to move and shift our arms and legs as we gently wake up our muscles, wake up our joints, wake up our bodies and our minds. Let's take our time, staying relaxed, staying calm, and when we're ready, bringing our knees to our chest, giving ourselves one more gentle hug before we roll to our side and make our way to a comfortable seated position on our mats. enjoying these last few moments of our practice, feeling balanced and centered, feeling the strength and focus of our bodies and minds, balanced with the relaxation, calm, feeling an inner peace. And with our last inhale, let's bring our hands together and draw them to our hearts to seal everything from our practice within, to bring with us back into our day to enjoy. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.